Within video games, there are a lot of different genres, from your casual farming simulator to your hardcore raiding parties and MMORPGs. Naturally, the way games are played are completely subjective towards a player, no matter the design. Meaning that just because a game can be designed to play in a casual manner, they can be played in a competitive way. And likewise, competitive and complex games can become casual games. For example, Minecraft is designed and marketed as a children's casual game, but it has one of the most competitive speedrun communities in the world, and the insane strats and techniques in PvP are so optimized. It's just ridiculous. Meanwhile, League, one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive esport in the world, has a gigantic casual player base, with many patches and updates being designed not only for the health of competitive play, but making sure that champions and items in casual doesn't completely dominate. Now the reason I'm talking about this is because I want to look into more specifically one game that pretty much completely scratches off the casual side of a game, and purely rewards you based on your skill. This is Eternal Return, a battle royale MOBA where you play as different characters and craft items you find to make your character stronger. Cool idea, right? Super sick! The game looks beautiful, the character designs look cool, and seeing the idea of a battle royale MOBA, it just seems chill and casual. The second I saw XQC play at one random time, I decided, hey, why not give it a try myself? Now prepare yourself, because I'm gonna teach you the basics of this game, which I had to learn by myself. So firstly, you get into the main lobby. Cool, whatever, hop in champ select. Now you select your character. I made this weird cute goth girl who hates God because I love weird goth girls. But I love God though. I also chose this weird save plan, which is a basically pre-established recommendation of pathing your builds so that you can get your items, which I net decked online. What net decking means is I copied it from the best player of this character online, because these recommended save plans, fuck them, get only the best, baby. I chose the start area, but a bunch of other people spawned here as well, so I had to giga speed loot my items against 6 other guys trying to take and make their own items, but they're bastards, so they're gonna take my goddamn items. Thank God I'm a genius and a god, so I zoomed through it. Did I mention I was on 150 ping? Yes, I had to play in the Korean servers because I live in the middle of nowhere and they don't have any close servers, so every single input I place in is delayed by 50 light years. Anyways, I grabbed my items and teleported away to the next place. In the other game, it's better to just grab your stuff required to make your build rather than craft them instantly. That way other people don't take your items because there's usually 17 other people to mess with you. Exception is sometimes you craft a safe inventory space if you want to take more stuff to make food or mana potions, more other items to set up for mid to late game so that you can flex into different crafts. The other exception is if you just want to make weapons and items early and look for kills rather than finish off your build instantly, because when you catch people early in the game, they're going to be early in the build, so you can either take a huge risk and screw yourself over, or maybe you can take the consistent route of just grabbing your items and pray you don't meet a guy with 6 items while you're at 38 items because you're on 200 ping. What the fuck? I got rolled. Okay. Now I understand that may have been a little bit overwhelming. It's called Eternal Return because you're going to be returning to this lobby screen for a goddamn eternity. And also because the queue times are a goddamn eternity too. This game is the hardest MOBA that I've ever seen and played. There are a few reasons why this game is so specifically hard. But firstly, let's just establish a conversation about the two main genres the game encompasses and how they contribute to this game's difficulty. Battle Royale and MOBA. MOBA games in general are ridiculously hard compared to the average game. The main reason why MOBAs are so hard is just for the very understanding of characters and what they do. Characters in MOBAs usually have a special niche, combos, and a kit that works together to do something, whether it be comboing the enemy for 1,000,000 damage or hitting your teammates for 1,000,000 health. The problem with the abilities and combos that these characters do is that when you're in the game and you see them happening to you, your thoughts aren't, oh, of course that does that. It's more so, what the fuck is going on? That is bullshit. Now, in most responsible MOBAs like League and Dota, you only have to deal with 5 of them in enemy team, and you'll be seeing a lot of those abilities over and over again throughout the game. This is because you're going to have to lane against them, see them in other lanes, and you can find out the general effects and what they want to do. I really like League for this because in your laning phase, you just see the same shit over and over again, and you can definitely prepare for fights with the enemy. In Eternal Return, here's how it goes. You see the guy once, and they do weird voodoo shit, and you never see them again because you just die and you don't respawn. So quite literally, the only way to learn about someone's abilities in Eternal Return is by seeing them either 1,000,000 times and dying in matches, or you look up the kits and the characters and learn absolutely nothing and then die again to them in the game. Now let's say that you just play against a guy that you kind of recognize and know the general gist of the abilities of their kit. Sweet. Now it's time to deal with the 16 other guys that you have to learn about in one game. In video games, specifically MOBAs, there's a concept called one-tricking, where you specifically play one particular character. And in this game, one-tricking is incredibly common. So you'll be playing every game pretty much against 17 other players who know the characters like the back of their hand. The Battle Royale element turns the already incredibly unfairly hard game into just pure nightmare fuel. In most Battle Royales, you can easily find the noobs and take them out. When Eternal Return, the entire map is grayed out, unless you get these little transfer consoles which gives little vision of the area. One area. Now here's the thing. There is no way for you to tell how good a player is until you see them and fight them. And even still, in MOBAs, because the way kits are designed, matchups can be absolutely brutal and nigh unbeatable for certain characters. Battle Royales, you can usually beat up a few people if you suck, and MOBAs are brutal if you're new to the game. And this game turns this into an absolute brutal feasting when you learn how to win. In this game, stats and having better gear are needed in order to win. Of course, that's for every game, right? And in Eternal Return, the way you become stronger is through two methods: getting better gear and leveling up. The problem of getting better gear is crafting. And oh shit, you do not want to do that. Well, there is one other way you can become stronger: fighting other people. And okay, I guess we'll just go to crafting, I guess. So crafting in this game is relatively simple. Gather the items and resources you need and then craft them on spot. And with the routes we talked about earlier, you can get your full build relatively fast as 2 minutes. You can practice this and get it to even shorter, and there are sometimes I've seen people do it before even the first day ends. However, as soon as you get your full build, you notice there's nothing to do. How now are you meant to be getting better gear? And that's where the brutal and hard part of the game comes in. To become stronger, you have to learn the recipes of how to get good food and traps and cameras, and where to go optimally for these items. I haven't played this game too much. I have around 100 hours, and I pretty much know only one main food source, and that's the fish and chips, of which you have to get lighter from this area, oil from this area, then collect potatoes and fish from this place. And that's the only way I know how to get one consistently good food source. Okay, crafting is kind of complicated. Let's just upgrade our gear instead. To upgrade your gear any further, you have to contest and fight other people to get these objectives in order to get the gear, which are incredibly strong. Now this is the thing that distinguishes Eternal Return from standard MOBAs. A common scenario in MOBAs is that one enemy might be overtly fed and will have better gear, more levels, and just straight up win fights one-sidedly. This game personifies that in every way possible. If you see a guy with even 1 or 2 more better items, you are screwed. Your character's strength is incredibly reliant on crafting to get better equipment, and also fighting early to take other people's equipment, and also being high level. People who try to play back and slow and for placement are punished through the guarantee that they won't be able to beat the people who fight and took risks. So you might be thinking, this game seems like bullshit. Well, no, actually, this is pretty fair. This game is pretty much a speedrunner's and strategist's wet dream. Being able to complete your build as fast as possible, making good items, planning out where to go, whether to fight objectives or go for kills. There are so many decisions to make that it is overwhelming, and anybody casual who even waits a second and falls behind in tempo will get lost in the dust to other players in the lobby. Yes, it's unfair that people who might have a few more items more than you will smash you, but that's to be expected. People who work hard and spend more time refining the craft should be more skilled. All in all, the reason this game is so popular in Korea is because there's so much to learn, and its competitiveness and skill ceiling is insane compared to even other MOBAs such as League. It offers an amazing and unique twist in the very MOBA formula of do nothing, farm, and then your team screws you over. It turns the gameplay into fast, speed, think fast, rewarding the player through being much stronger by giving them better gear and power through smart planning and adaptation. Because of this, there is a gigantic gap between a casual player and a really skilled player, to the point where an unskilled player would never stand a chance. Meanwhile, a bad player in other games, even if they will lose a lot of time, can sometimes still stand a chance. But for skilled players versus skilled players, the dynamic is insanely interesting and fun to watch. But you're a noob, so you never win. With that being said though, that is why Eternal Return is the hardest MOBA game Koreans only play. Quick note in the outro, this game is coming out for a full release next month. I did this video prior hand, and I'm sure they're going to address a lot of issues and stuff. They're already addressing the decision making that you can make in the mid game, where it's really overwhelming on what you can do. They're adding an announcer that tells you options that you can do in the map during the mid and late game, which is a huge help, especially for newer players that can teach them and guide them towards certain directions. I know I missed out on a ton of stuff that I would have liked to talk about, but I didn't want to make the video too long. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Goodbye everyone.